Right. I think we should be live.
Hello everyone, welcome to our live reviews here at Exposure Ninja. We were here last week, we've been brought back, so that's certainly got to be a good sign, right, Freddie? Let's hope so. I am, if anyone doesn't know, I am Andrea. I am the marketing consultant team manager here at Exposure Ninja. I'm joined with Freddie, who is one of our marketing consultants here at Exposure Ninja as well. So whenever you look to actually have one of your reviews, it's myself, Freddie, one of our team who actually carry out those reviews for you. So you're in really great hands today. Thank you so much to everybody for actually sending through requests. We've been absolutely inundated. So if we don't get through to your website today, don't worry. Hopefully we might even be back next week, Freddie. What do you reckon? They might let us back even further. So
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see how we get on today. So we've got lots to get through today. Where is everybody? I know Freddie and I are in Nottingham. Nottingham feels like it is infection city at the moment. We are all quite poorly over everybody's in at the moment. So I hope you're feeling a lot better than we are at the moment. We're quite croaky voiced. How are you doing, Freddie? You got your heater on? Are you all good?
Heater's on. I'm warmed up from the bottom upwards and feeling a little bit better than I was the other day. But yeah, excited to get going. So drop in the comments where you're from and we'll shout you out if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Durham. Chilly Tokyo. I bet it's much chillier than here, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe. Nice in France. We are multicultural already. From Durham to London to Tokyo in France. Amazing stuff.
Worldwide.
Italy. Yes. Let's see if we can name as many countries as possible. Texas. Oh my goodness. What time is it in Texas?
Well, yeah, what time is it in Texas?
Yeah.
It must be like 4 a.m.
Whew.
No, maybe not that early, but
no, we're not good at calculations today. The head's a bit fuzzy.
We've even got something in Australia. What?
Oh my goodness. Happy evening. How did your day go today? Yeah. Super
It's
stuff.
7 a.m. in Texas, so starting the day right with a bit of website reviewing. Perfect.
Absolutely. A bit of motivation. Love it.
Amazing. We've got two in Texas.
No way.
Yeah, what's the chances of that happening?
Fantastic. Do you know each other? Do we need to start? Do we need to try a different service here, maybe? Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So, shall we get started then? Should we go with our first review website? Let me just get it on the screen. Hopefully this all works. Can we see that? Can everyone see that? I know I've got my fairly big screen, so I might zoom in a little bit. So we've got.
Let's remove that. Where are you watching from?
Yes, good idea, and people will be able to actually see it then, won't they?
See what we're dealing with.
There we go.
Super duper. Fabulous. So what's everyone's first impression on this beauty right here? What have we got? We've got Protein Package.
Proteinpackage.co.uk. So you're going to assume it's a UK audience and protein related packaging. No, I don't think so. But yeah, what do you think of this particular website? Is it good? Is it bad? What's your first impression of this? We always like to get a good idea of what people's first impressions are, so we can then say, do we need to focus on the above the fold area? Where are the biggest wins straight away? Yeah, what do you think? Good or bad? Let's see some comments come in, see what people actually think. Thumbs up, thumbs down maybe as well.
Makes me hungry, yeah. I mean, Snickers are always going to make me hungry, to be honest. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
So we'll wait for some of those to come in. Whilst they do come in, Andrea, what are your initial thoughts on this particular website and the first impression that you get?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously we're not massively dug around all of these, but on first impression wise, you're kind of feeling it's protein. They're selling protein of some sorts, but I'm kind of greeted with Snickers, so I don't really feel like a Snickers bar is a healthy kind of protein. That's my gut feel, but that might be a completely different Snickers bar to what I'm aware of previously, but that's just my gut first impression, is I'm not really understanding what this is. We've got that pick and mix down the bottom, which, side note, I love the idea of having pick and mix and getting some bundles in place for sure, but what are we dealing with here? What's the expertise? What kind of products are there? I don't think it's massively clear. What's everyone thinking?
I don't know if it's just because of what I'm looking at on my screen, and it's quite a big screen. But I think the biggest issue we have with this straight away is that the whole screen is taken up by the image.
Yeah.
And that means that there's less room for actual quite important information that we typically have above the fold. And we know how important that above the fold area is. I know we talk about it every single week, but that's where you want to get across to people what you sell, maybe some of the benefits of purchasing from you rather than competition that's out there, and getting that across to people. So no call to action as well is what someone's just said there in the comments too.
Unless it's that pick and mix is what they're thinking is their call to action. Maybe that's the
I think that is the CTA. Maybe should we look at this on a mobile? Do you reckon more people would come?
Let's look at this on mobile. But I think what you've got to think about here as well, isn't it, is that the basics that you want to get in play there. You know, it's just making sure you're making it super obvious for your target audience. So that looks better on mobile.
Yeah, for sure.
But what we have to remember as well is, you know, even if 10% of your traffic's coming through on desktop, you want to make sure that you've got a good desktop experience for any visitors who land there. We don't want to exclude anybody. We want to make sure that actually it's where it needs to be. You know, you're making the most of every piece of traffic that comes through. Someone's made a really good point as well, which I really love, is that the text size and contrast aren't great on my screen. And then we've also got the blue banner, and white text is hard to read. And that is something I would absolutely agree with. What you want to make sure is things are popping. So it's nice to have branded cover colors, you know, that your audience is going to know straight away, oh, I love this, I love the feel, the style, the look, you know, I'm in the right place here. But at the same time, we don't want to get that in place and not, you know, have it damage people being able to understand and see exactly what messages you are trying to get across. I think for me personally, the pink on the white is difficult as well within the USP bar. So it's just making sure that's super easy to take those USPs in.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's actually something that a lot of what's going on here? It's actually a banner.
We've broken it.
Let's just reload that. Hopefully it'll actually show it now. Yeah, no, it's a really good point actually. And it's interesting that we've had quite a lot of people mention the text size, the contrast, the sort of placement of the content, because if we've only got, say, only 50 people watching this at this current moment in time, but we've had about 5 or 6 comments saying that sort of thing. That's just the people that are actually commenting. So we know at least 10% of people watching are having issues with looking at the actual site itself. So you're already potentially looking at maybe 20, maybe 30% of people are actually struggling to read the content. So that's a really big, important thing to mention for sure. Should we talk a little bit more about what we could be doing with this above the fold area to actually improve it then? What would you recommend, Andrea, as the sort of, let's say, the top 3 things you could do with this area to get across to people in a better way what they sell?
Well, within the header section there, I would really be making sure that, obviously taking aside the contrast and that kind of thing, that actually, firstly, that's a nightmare, that menu to read. I cannot see anything within that menu. It's
oh my God.
Yeah, it's absolutely monstrous, isn't it? So we need to figure a way of actually making sure to categorize that people can see and find what they're after really quickly. That's just a monster menu, isn't it? There must be so many products on this website. It's incredible. So for me, usual process, we want the logo on the left hand side, menu running alongside it. I think this particular business is going to benefit massively from a USP bar, from both elements like, you know, free delivery, any of those kind of policies, but, you know, credibility, getting your reviews in the USP bar. What's going to separate you? You know, is it the quality of the products, the choice of the products, because we can see there's clearly thousands on here, you know, to find something that's perfect for you. So you're making sure that at a glance view is there, and then we need that redesign in the main featured image bit. Lifestyle imagery, benefit positioning statement, call to actions from there.
I think as well with the imagery, it looks like they've got so many different product categories here, and all we're seeing is this one product, this one brand. And I think probably one of this business's biggest USPs from just looking at their menu bar is just the sheer quantity and variety of products that they have. And one of the best ways to get that across to people, other than having like a huge menu, which obviously can be a little bit scary when you sort of see all those items, like, oh my God, what do I look at? But no, the best way to get across to people all of the different products that you sell is actually just some really clear imagery early on. I know we've focused a lot on this above the fold area as well. What do you think to that CTA, to pick and mix? What do you think that's a good call to action, or could we improve that? Would there be maybe a different process that you want people to follow rather than that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that with these kind of products as well, there is going to be a very clear journey depending on what kind of products people are after. So protein can mean so many different things to people. So do they want a healthy snack? Do they want a vegan snack? Do they want a vegetarian? So I wonder whether or not there could be something here that is appealing to that multi-stage funnel from a sales perspective. So do somebody want to find out, by a different category? Do they want to find out more about, oh, there's more, Freddie, there's more.
Oh, hang on, I'm having some headphone issues, I think.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So we have got rotate. We don't remember, guys, run the one rule. We don't want rotating images because people are going to miss your sales messages. So we want one still imagery, one benefit positioning statement. Then we want to think about the call to actions. And that call to action may absolutely be check out our new pick and mixes now, but we also want to make sure we've got other elements in there as well. And I wonder whether like a search function would be better as a call to action, where people can drop down to, I want a snack by vegan. I want a snack that's healthy. And then they can go into chocolate, or whether the category could be from there for them.
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking something like AO.com might be a good option with this.
So
I know. I mentioned this one last week, but it's got so much good stuff above the fold. Search bar, nice and clear. Benefits, well, not really a benefit positioning statement, but they've got benefits bar here, including their ratings. And I think that could be a really good indicator of trust there for sure. And this is the main thing I think would be useful for them. So although this works for this particular brand, shop the range and search by product category, having that above the fold as well can be really powerful. I was in the market for a microwave recently.
Can you tell?
Loads of room to improve this for sure. I'm just going to scroll down actually, because I feel like we focused on this quite a lot so far. So they've got some of their best sellers there. I think that's actually quite a good piece of functionality to have. They've then got their how it works section, pick and mix, get a discount, get your delivery. I quite like that as well. They have got customer reviews, but we've had to scroll down to see some of those. So if they do have maybe a widget they could use above the fold, so we've got some of those reviews visible. They might have 100+ reviews. That would be a great way to add some credibility. Latest releases. I don't see anything in terms of product categories, which is really interesting. But they do have brands, which is something they seem to focus on as well there. And to be fair, their imagery on Instagram looks really cool. So I quite like that. So that's really nice. Should we click on that pick and mix CTA then and see how this works? Let's see what happens here. Right, okay, where do we start with this? Build your protein package. We've got a sort by and refine thing here. And then I think we've just got every single product that they sell on this one page. 24 pages worth of product here. Where do we start then, Andrew, with this? If you land on this, how do you attack this sort of page?
Well, the first thing I would be really interested to see if they've got like a bounce rate on a website, because this feels very overwhelming. Somebody has asked if protein package is actually here on the live stream, and it'd be really interesting to see if they are as well. Let me just get who we've got in for protein package. I think it's George. If you're on the stream, do you let us know, and we'll just ask you a little bit about the customer journey here, because let's get this nailed for you. So what I would say here is put your mindset in your target audience. As they are landing on this page, we need to make this as simple as possible for them. We need them, for example, I can't even see what that says. So mix and match, 10, right? So we've got, so it's just mix and match 10 or more products for up to 15% off. So is that literally any 10 products and you're going to get 15% off? You start categorizing them. Firstly, if it's using all of your products. So at the very top there, maybe having little bucket categories that are under, like we've got drinks there, we've got protein bars, we've got pre-workout protein there as well. They're all very different target audiences of what people will want. So making it as easy as possible. What I would maybe even think about here as well is having like drop down. So having like the 10 options and then like a drop down to what those options would be. It just feels like this is overly complicated. And I genuinely don't think people are going to scroll down like 24 pages to see all of the individual products. But really appreciate other people's thoughts are here on that one. Maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I'm just impatient.
I think if you come in as a first time user, it's kind of complicated. I assume that this is, I love the idea of it. I think it's great in terms of having so many different types of products. And it is, I would say it is for typically one type of target audience, which is people that still want to sort of have cheat food, like your energy drinks, your protein bars. Yeah. But that someone's just said there's no protein in energy drinks. No, but people that drink energy drinks will probably be going to the gym and they want to get their protein in. So I can see it does. It makes sense in terms of it'd be the same type of people buying this stuff. But yeah, it's just a bit overwhelming. I think is the main thing. So we need to simplify it, make it easier for people to choose the right product category. The sort by functionality, maybe best selling would be the best place to start. And but then again, it's very mixed, isn't it, in terms of what you have here. And refine, you've got so many options. So yeah, I'm almost thinking again. I know protein packages here.
Hey George.
Hello.
George, talk to us about your customer experience, the journey. What do people do with these pick and mix packages? How do you find these go for you?
And whilst they're typing that in, I was just making it easier to sort of categorize and find the right type of product, and it just seems a little bit complicated to do that at the moment. I was going to say, in terms of a way to help people find the right products for them, I know this is something we mentioned last week as well, with like sort of a quiz functionality or some sort of build your own box based on what do you like. So I'm trying to think of a good example. People do that. Usually like sort of vitamin supplements is a good place to go for this sort of thing, like personalized vitamin supplements. So I'll try and find an example in a second, but I'm thinking like Vital or similar to that, where you say, I'm getting bad sleep and this and this. For this one, you could be saying, I want to be getting more protein, more energy, and or weight loss or vegan or whatever, you know what I mean? So you've got those different options there. So I think that would be a really, really good sort of piece of functionality to have. I'll try and find an example of one of those. I'm just trying to think of, can you think of one off the top of your head, Andrea, that is like, that uses that sort of?
I wonder whether that kind of form that we saw on AO.com, but horizontally. So then you start to pick different categories. So pick a product type. What's most important to me as a core type? Is it that I'm vegan? Is it that I want something that's healthy? Is it something that I want under X amount of calories? So that you're categorizing things more than anything else. It's just, I think what we have to remember is that we always want to offer somebody as much as we can do from a product perspective, because the more products you've got there, the more chance you've got of somebody finding them. But it has to be nice and simple and efficient to find those individual products, because if it's too overwhelming for somebody, they just get to the stage where they're like, oh wow, I don't even know where to begin, and they bounce. And that's what we want to stop happening. I would just say that like that category drop down is just too big, it's too overwhelming. We need to make sure that people are finding them really, really simply.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to work out if there's any email marketing on this as well. So is there any sort of incentive to sign up? Okay, sign up and get a free product in your next order with us. So that's really good to see.
That's nice, yeah. Is that come up as a pop-up as well?
I haven't seen a pop-up come up, so that could be another idea to try and get people onto that list as well, for sure. And we've got some great credibility down here as well that I think would be useful, either in like a benefits bar.
Yeah.
For sure too. So hang on, I've just seen another comment come in. Isn't that in my categories tab in the header menu? Oh, that's another point. Header menu. Where's it gone? I've scrolled all the way down to the bottom and I can't see the header menu. So I've got to scroll all the way up to the top to find that again. I'd recommend a sticky header for that. Just saves time and energy. Reducing the friction is all you want to do with this to make it easy for people to find the right product. Yeah, we do. So the point I think we were making, George, is not that you don't have this stuff on your site. It is on there, and it looks like you do have the product category pages there, which is fantastic. It's just more it's the user journey, it's the user experience that we're trying to nail down, because if we can make this as easy for people to use as possible, then they're more likely to find the right product for them. The issue that I think we're saying is, you'll see this probably if you have something like Hotjar installed or some sort of heat mapping or mouse monitoring software. I'm sure you got lots of people that go sort of, oh my God, where do I start? What do I go for? There's so many options here. And it's just trying to make it easier for those people to find the products that are most suitable to them, so they can then go and add them to their pick and mix and purchase them essentially, right? So that's what we want them to do. What should we look at? Should we look at getting some traffic to this site now that we've sort of focused more on
let's have a little look at how
optimization? What are your first thoughts with this? I'm thinking, I'm guessing Google Shopping ads would be pretty good. SEO obviously as well. Any other sort of, where do you think is the best place for us to start, Andrea?
Yeah, let's can we put them in SEO ranking and see what's coming up for them. George, if you could tell us a little bit about what you currently do at the moment, what you're getting most traction from. Because the one thing I'm conscious of from an ads perspective is that this is a pretty competitive market. And obviously and I understand why you've got the bundles on there to try and get up that average order value, which is fantastic. But obviously we need to take into consideration that we have got, the right CPAs and everything for you when we're looking at the likes of ads and shopping. Well, that's a nice little steady growth, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah, we like that. We like that chart for sure. So the last 12 months seems to have been going fairly well. Traffic's gone up by an estimated sort of 4 times, we'd say, as high as almost 60,000 last month. Obviously, this is for people that don't know SEO ranking. This is a tool for estimated traffic numbers, keywords, and also something interesting here is the value of the traffic as well that we can see. So this is based on the CPC of a keyword. So this one here, for example, protein powder, has 60,000 people searching for it. And if you were spending money on, say, Google ads for this particular keyword, you're likely to spend about 70p per click. So this is why it's worth so much to us to rank organically for these type of keywords that are usually will have intent behind them. And when I say intent, I mean people are likely to be looking to purchase this if they're searching for it. So yeah, I mean, the growth looks pretty good here. Should we look at some of these keywords they're ranking for them? So I think protein powder is obviously the most obvious one that is quite broad. And I know this is a really competitive space as well. You've got your bulk powders, your Huels, those sort of Maxi Muscle, all of those. So this is competitive. We know that. So with this, we definitely need to be thinking about strategy for sure, and what's the low-hanging fruit here. What can we focus on maybe that has slightly less competition that can bring people into the site? And because you've got such a big variety here, that's when you have that opportunity to get them with the sort of bulk order, get them spending, let's say, 30 quid rather than 5 quid or that type of thing. So I think that's where the real opportunity with this is for sure, is getting them bundled up, isn't it? Which I know is sort of the strategy you're going for, which is great. Can you read that, by the way? I know it's quite small.
I'll make it back. Oh, that's better. Like the old lady glasses that have gone. So, well, I mean, what I can see there straight away, look at those numbers, look at all of those. That's great. What I'm also really excited by is look at those positions for position 8, 10, 7, 7. And what you'll probably see here, like we'll talk about quite a lot, is with Google and ranking on page 1 of Google, as you get towards the middle of Google, that click-through rate diminishes. So every place counts within Google on page 1. So with those kind of numbers of where you're sat at this moment in time towards the back end of page 1, if we can nudge you, if you can nudge yourself towards that middle part, to that top half of Google, you're going to take a far bigger percentage share of that traffic coming through. So that's really exciting to see that actually those high level keywords, you are in, page 1 of Google, but you probably from a percentage share perspective, not taking as much as you would do once you get to the top half from there. So that is great to see. I can see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's see. So George is saying currently ranking first for protein bars, brings in a lot of organic traffic. So that's fabulous. That's an amazing thing, because this is so competitive. That's really great.
Amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else would be relevant for this business. Are they running any Facebook ads? Let's see if they're running any Facebook ads. I think that's quite a fun one to be looking at, isn't it?
Yeah.
This, by the way, for people that might not be familiar with it, is called, or it used to be called the Facebook ad library. It's now called the Meta ad library. And it is a way that you can basically check out people's ads that they're running. So let's try and find them in here. Cool. So we're running, it looks like 14 ads at the moment. I'll zoom this in so we can see them a bit better. Hopefully, we'll zoom out a little bit. 14 ads running since March 2022. We're running some different types of content here. So we've got video, we've got what looks like a potentially a carousel ad there, more video. I think with this one as well, what you'd want to be really focusing on is definitely like remarketing for sure, and trying to get people back onto the site, because alongside having like their email address, having got them on the site already, getting them back onto the site, repurchasing, reordering, I think is going to be really powerful here for sure. And also with Facebook, you've still got the targeting options as well, so you can go after the fitness fanatics, the ones that are super super into their fitness and protein and similar brands. You can even do it based on the brand that people like, so Grenade, those type of ones there. Only doing.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry,
cool.
That's what
So
George is saying. Sorry,
well.
He's stopped doing it. Both jumped the gun on that one. Yeah,
Google Shopping doing much better for us as well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because I think, just to emphasize here with Google Shopping as well, people are in massive commercial intent when they're looking at Google Shopping, because they've got exactly what the protein bar is that they're going after, the exact product that they're going after, and they're looking for it to purchase it. So I imagine, Google Shopping is going to be a great one for somebody like yourself. But really lovely to see you've got the SEO strategy alongside it, because what of course we don't want to do with when it comes to paid ads is that we're just continually fueling your traffic by paying for every piece of it coming over to your site. You want to make sure you've got that lovely organic visibility running alongside it as well. Yeah,
for sure. I think this has been a good brand for us to look at. There's lots of opportunity here still for sure, and I think what would be interesting is what your conversion rate is at the moment on the website, and that could be a lever you could be looking to pull in the shorter term, and then continue to drive that traffic through SEO and continue to target new keywords and options there, because you do have so many different types of product and category. I think there's tons of opportunity with this for sure. I feel like we've been on this one for...
Yeah, I know. Talk here forever. 3.7 got a good conversion rate as well there.
Awesome.
However, what I would say as well, I think you can go over to our website, and one of the case studies that we've got there, which was a massively competitive fashion website, was converting at over 4%. But by using the kind of principles that we've talked through today, we actually moved it to over 8% conversion rate. So there could still be some low-hanging fruit for you right now on your website to make sure that we even move that needle even further for you. And I would just say one final thought with this one. If you don't have that pop-up in place, George, get it in place as well, because that you've got a great offer there for email marketing. Nurture it, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're going to move on to a new site now. We've been on this one for a fair bit, and we've gone into quite a lot of detail. So let's have a look at some more. Before we do though, remember to hit like, subscribe, share this if you're finding it useful. It means we can continue doing this and getting these sort of reviews to reach as many people as possible. And if you haven't already, do request your own review. So exposureninja.com/review, and you can get one of these personalized reviews for your business. And if it's not the right time for your business based on where you're at, we'll also send over some free training for you as well. So loads of awesome goodies there. let's have a look then. So this is more of a, I'd say, a slightly different business, actually, quite a cool one. Vauxhall Comedy Club. Do you like your comedy, Andrea?
A bit old to be going out now, Freddie. Yeah, I don't really get out a lot. But it used to. What was that big comedy club? I can't even remember what it was called now. Nottingham.
Glee Club. I think there's one.
Might have been that. Yeah, that we used to go to quite a bit back in my youth. Not so much nowadays. What's everyone's thoughts on this as they land here?
Is it good? Is it bad? I'm going to put it full screen so people can have a look at it in a bit more detail as well.
Yeah.
Tuesday
we've got Tuesday the 18th of October and it's Wednesday today, so that's probably not a good start.
Let me refresh it, make sure it's not been on here.
Make sure it's not you with you guys.
Cool, yeah. So good or bad, what do we think, guys? Is it what's your first impression of the website? Do you understand what they do? We're getting some...
That's my favorite comment so far, yeah.
What do you think to the website? Good or bad? Let's get some comments coming in and see what people are thinking. What's your first impression, Andrea? What do you think?
Well, my first impression was I thought there was a rotating menu. I was like, what's going on with that? No, that's not a rotating menu. That's a rotating USB bar. That really threw me for a second. I'm
getting a bit dizzy looking at that, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure we're in the best health to be looking at this one, Freddie. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think we need too dark, or is that for dark humor? I love that comment as well, Phil. Thank you. We need a redesign in this made above the fold, don't we? I
think so. Yeah, I think so.
Just a little note as well. I know somebody's mentioned about it being too dark. Is actually black background with white writing. Research has shown us here that is exceptionally difficult for visitors to digest that information. So just want to be thinking about that. If that's the kind of thing that you're looking at, we don't really recommend kind of going black with white. It's fine, if you want little bits of it within the above the fold, but as you start to scroll down, you want to move to that white background. We're not really headlining what this is about, what type of acts they are. If it's for everybody, do I need to pre-book to kind of turn up on the night? We haven't got any of this good information at all. So I would be looking at this and potentially saying at this stage they need a new website build. Oh my God, is that a forever scroll?
It feels like it might be a continuous scroll. Yeah, let's just keep. Oh my God. That's until January the 9th we've got.
Right, so this is literally being used at the moment as what's happening today down to tomorrow, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I like the rolling vibes. That's good. I like it.
Black Strange for comedy. Not really clear what it's about. Needs some sort of comic element. I think there's some really obvious stuff that could be done here, and I think the key one is just imagery, isn't it? Like there's no imagery that goes with. I know we've got the Tuesday stand up, so this is the what's on section. I feel like this isn't even like, it's like we've almost skipped the homepage and we've gone straight through to the wrong page almost. Let's click calendar view. Is that going to be better?
No.
Okay, that's a bit. I mean, it's a bit easier to digest, isn't it? But even then, like it's just the same image every single week, so it's a bit dull.
Yeah. Let's hit comedians. Hit comedians, Freddie. See what we've. Oh my word. Okay. Yeah.
So we can't click just on comedians. You have to go on all. We've got a lot of comedians, which is cool. Even some I've heard of.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've heard of the Vauxhall Comedy Club. I have heard of these guys. Yeah. They're a big club.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we book tickets through here as well?
I think so. I'm trying to work that out, really. Like, I don't know what they want us to do. Is it? You can buy tickets. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
Okay. Right. Let's strip this. Right. Okay. I've gotcha. So what we need is firstly is that above the fold, don't we, section. We need that sorted. So having that benefit positioning statement so that we understand what kind of level of comedians we're looking to watch here. Then you want to be thinking about, the call to actions of around find a date that's suitable for you, or again, that drop down, like you have in like a hotel or a booking.com website where, it's like search by the event date. So you can put in the likes of the date, and then you can go see the comedian that you want, and then like tally it up to find the event that's right for you. That's what we need to be thinking about here, is getting somebody to what they want fast. So they're either going to be searching by comedian, or they're going to be searching by date that they want to come into the club itself. And so they're really how you want to make sure you've got that journey set up for anybody who lands here.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm just going to show an example of a comedy club that's local to us, and just so you get a difference in what this might want to look like, So I know they have multiple venues, and they have not just comedy here, but there's a bit more color for one. You can see the different types of event. You've got things like not necessarily a time on it, but this scrolls through, so it's not a continuous scroll as well. And you can search by different types of event as well, so that's really useful. They've got filters here, so again, much more useful in terms of actually seeing what's on, and way more info as well, which goes through with this, and CTAs that go with this as well. So times and prices, book tickets or sold out, So it's just a little bit more refined, and has the information that actually people need to book and to want to get on board. So I think that's actually a good question for the audience. Then let's put this one out here. I know we're going a little bit off piste with this, but fix or rebuild, what do we reckon?
We knew we'd get that in, right, guys? Yeah.
Put your comments in, please, and let me know if this is a fixed or if this is a rebuild jobby. Do you reckon we could fix what we've got here, or do we need to start fresh? Do we need to just rip this up and go from stage 0, really, because you need to plan it? What are people thinking?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Phil, that's made me giggle. It's properly made me giggle.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Fix it through a rebuild as well. I love that.
Heavy fix or rebuild. Everything can be fixed.
Oh, yeah. Love that. Everything can be fixed with a rebuild, though, Kent, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just get that banner off. Cool. I think we've had a few more come in as well. So yeah, fix it by rebuilding it. I like that. I really like that. Yeah, for sure. I think. Do you know what I'm thinking? Just from looking at this, I think it's a Squarespace website. I haven't looked at this like before. Yeah. I'm like 95% sure it's Squarespace. So let's see if it is. I think that might be one of our main limitations here, potentially. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Squarespace, add to cart. I was right.
Okay.
So,
good call.
Often what we find is, especially for businesses that maybe have like booking functionality and they need a little bit of actual sort of custom stuff here, it needs to go with their booking system, it needs to sort of integrate with stuff. Sometimes they just try and go for the easiest option, which is like a CMS, a content management system like Squarespace, one that is pretty simple to use, but unfortunately you're so limited by the design and what you can actually do with it. And I think that's the issue here, really. We need to have something that's that's a bit more well thought out, well designed, and a little bit more custom, I think, in all honesty with this. So I think step one with this would be move away from Squarespace. Obviously find a solution that does integrate quite well. And I think usually what we'd say for businesses in this sort of space is probably WordPress is going to be your best bet, because there will be a plugin or some custom functionality you can use that fits with your booking provider. I mean, I think it's the most common CMS on the internet. I think about 30%, maybe more now, use WordPress. So yeah, that's recommendation number one if we're going down the rebuild route. I think what we'd want to do as well is have some sort of incentive to get people signed up, right? So we've got this mailing list button here. But this, you have to click on this page to get onto it. Where I think in reality, we could easily just be trying to get people signed up to their email list, maybe offer them like a discount off their first purchase, or get a free drink with your first ticket you buy. I don't know, something that's going to incentivize someone to sign up to that, and then obviously book. Because I feel like, again, email marketing with this one is going to be really, really powerful, because there will be people that it depends on the frequency you want to do it, but you might want to email them maybe once a week, a couple of times a week, with what's going on this week. And you might get some last minute bookings. You might get some people turning up and going for it off of the back of getting people signed up to the email list. So I think it's an area that could really improve things. I'd also, it seems like everything's hidden, like I'd want to see some of the big comedians that have been here just to add some credibility. I'd want to see reviews and testimonials. I know we've got this little TripAdvisor review thing here. Let's just click on that actually. We've got some Google reviews. We've got some TripAdvisor reviews. You might even be featured as like a really good, Traveler's Choice TripAdvisor. How did I miss that? It's been there the whole time. But these sort of marks of credibility and authority are great to have on your website. And rather than having it on every single image, actually have it just as like logos of awards you've won or those type of things. Really add that credibility in a cleaner, more aesthetic way. I think. Yeah,
totally agree, Freddie. All fantastic points. I think the accreditation thing is a massive one. A lot of comedy clubs will know that they're the comedy club of the year from XYZ. Getting those kind of accreditations put on just absolutely lifts the vibes of the kind of the level of comedians you're getting. And we do need, if you've had a massive comedian actually perform at the comedy club, we need to feature them on that image so that people can see the level of comedians who are actually here. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. How do you reckon? What's the best way to get people onto this site then? I'm thinking sort of local SEO is what we want to be thinking about with this one. What do you reckon, Andrea?
Yeah, I agree. I think as well, it kind of, with this sort of thing as well, it sometimes depends on the level of the comedians, because obviously comedians have followings themselves directly. So somebody may be looking for, a specific comedian who's performing in an area, but again, this is going to come down to local SEO as to what you want to be thinking about. And with that in mind, I would certainly recommend, if you've got Google reviews on there, you want that Google review widget on your website. So you're showing Google that you've got, people are having a great experience using your business.
Yeah, for sure. I actually can't work out where they're based as well. I know it's obviously Vauxhall, London, but I can't, there's like no directions to get there. I know you just look it on Google, but I'm just trying to do it from the website, and I'm really struggling to do that.
Not from the venue, no.
I'm trying to click on that and it's just not taking me anywhere.
Okay.
Maybe. I just think there's just little things. It just makes it
like find us, isn't it? Like, where's the nearest tube station? Where's the near, so that you're making it really easy for people from a location perspective.
Yeah, cool. We got some great reviews as well. Over 1,000 reviews there.
Amazing.
Which is awesome. Let's look for comedy in London tonight. So the good thing is they've got their events hooked up with the Google schema there, so that's great. Brilliant. And then we do have them coming up actually, because they've got so many good reviews on the map pack as well, so that's fantastic. And then let's see, are we ranking for Comedy Club London? We're not actually, so that could be a real opportunity. Let's stick them into SE ranking and see what we can see there. I'm sure there must be so much pent up demand as well for this, like I'd love to go see a bit more comedy.
Well, looks like they've got enough people on there to scroll down, Freddie, so you can see somebody that you like. There's loads on there, wasn't there? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is the biggie. This is the biggie for sure. So they're ranking for their own brand name, which is fantastic. They've got this credibility already. Yeah. But Comedy Club London, 22,000 people are searching for this per month. There is so much demand for this, but they're currently positioned 25. So that's the third page of Google. That's such a good opportunity. And also, I think you're right as well with like the comedian side of things too. So there'll be people searching for these comedians and their names. You've got some showing up here. So Tez I can't say that. Sarah Barron, that's an easier one to say. Richard Wilson, they're ranking for that particular one. But they do have individual pages for these, but you're going to want to make these pages as amazing as they can be, as much information as they can be. What I'd say for this is make your comedian pages like the Wikipedia of comedy. And then when people are searching for these comedians, you actually rank for them. They find they find out about your club. You could incentivize them to join the waiting list for when they're next back. They're on your email list. And it's about trying to get people either who are sort of more immediately looking for a comedy club like Comedy Club London, or people that are thinking about a particular comedian and then getting them onto your email list and to follow up with them that way. I think we're really missing a trick there if that is not something you're already doing.
Yeah, great thought process. I love that. I'm conscious we've talked quite a long time with this one as well.
What's next then? We've got
let's see what we've got. Let's move on, shall we? That one, great opportunity, Freddie. I think you're right. We need to start with the website and then we'll take that one from there for sure. What have we got?
We've got Balance Coffee or Harry Brown. Should we go for Harry Brown?
Yeah, let's see what Harry Brown is.
Cool. Okay, so audience, hello. Good, bad, what do we think? What do you think of this particular website? What do you think of the above the fold area? Do you understand what they sell? Is it clear? Does it look inviting? Is it good? Is it bad, basically?
Well, I'm in perfect position here because I did go to my brother-in-law's wedding last week, so I should be all weddinged out by now. See what everyone thinks.
You're weddinged out, really?
Yeah, that's enough now. I think I said like to my nephews and stuff, the next wedding I'm going to belongs to one of my nephews who are currently 10 and 6, and that's it. I'm not done with them. We take does the website look bad, just in case that's take that off. There we go.
Yeah, sorry guys. So what do people think of this one? We've had a few comments come in already. So the text over the image is getting lost. I think I'd agree with that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it is a little bit small on here. Might be able to see that a bit better now, but that's a really good point. It's the simple things as well that I think if you own a website or you have designed this website yourself, you're probably so used to seeing this all the time. Like you just sort of think, oh, I know what it says. I can read this. It's fine. But then you actually go and ask people for feedback, and some of the simple things are just not working. Like if you can't read the text, that's really, really not good, is it? Like we're really making it harder for people, for sure. So let's just zoom back out again. What are people saying as well? Hire I can't even say
or
that. Hire or buy.
Hire or buy formal wear, not sure which. Text very small in comparison to image again. Yeah, absolutely. Really good point. Yeah.
It's clear what they sell. Text isn't visible enough. Looking good, I think. Simple and clear. Clear message. Good. Fairly clear they offer clothing for special events. Good. Nope. Still can't read it on my laptop. What's it like on a mobile? Let's have a look on mobile as well. That's a good point. Yeah, still quite hard to read on the mobile as well. But the wedding collection is obviously what they're pushing here. Wedding and events. It looks like they've got some other categories as well, like blazers, waistcoats, trousers. Obviously pushing the wedding attire as... Is it wedding season? Or is it always wedding season? I sort of don't know.
Nowadays it's always wedding season, but I know what you mean though. It's like what tends to happen is the big wedding season is obviously from kind of around March, April time, right the way through to sort of end of September, October is the peak. But I think it's an absolute free for all these days. It's everyone gets married whenever they can do. I think there's been such a hold up with COVID as well. Like they're just out there every weekend. I imagine venues are booked up with weddings at the moment. Yeah.
I love this comment, by the way. I think this is an absolutely fantastic piece of advice for anybody that owns a website or works on a website. Send this to not just your parents, but maybe even your grandparents. And
that's why I would say grandparents. I go on.
If you've got great grandparents, then even better. But yeah, I love that because yeah, they'll if they can't use it, then it's not designed well enough, is what I'd say. They might not be a target audience, but it's just thinking about how accessible is it to people, and how easy is it to then go and buy. So there's the obvious stuff from what we've said is improving the text here on the background. We've got a call to action here, but it's actually quite hard to see, I'd say, as well. So we've got shop now, but it's really hard to actually read. Imagery is lovely. What else do we think could be done above the fold, Andrea? Anything particular that's sort of that you want to improve upon?
I mean, my pet thing is like put that logo on the left-hand side. So actually the menu is the center and the focus for anybody who lands on your website. With all due respect, we don't necessarily, that's not important. The logo from a business side of things, it's the navigation that's most important. At the very top there in the USP bar, I think for me, just understanding a little bit more about the business as well, is what you're potentially in danger of here is if somebody lands on the page, they think you just do weddings as it is at this moment. But it feels like from what you're saying, Freddie, they do actually different kinds of categories as well. So maybe, they need to put it within that statement, that it's formal wear, but specialized maybe in weddings and that kind of thing as well, just to make it super clear to anybody. Because you don't want to put somebody landing here is looking for a really nice suit, and actually they land there and think, oh, these guys are just weddings, and then they bounce from you. So just making that really clear. I think what I find interesting, sorry.
No, I was going to say that's a really good point, actually. I think we can sort of see that from that
the outerwear bit there. Yeah.
And they do have different types of suit as well. So it's not just the weddings. You've got like race day, graduation, interview. So it looks like the categorization is actually really good. And I'm assuming that the reason they've done that is because they're trying to target those longer tail keywords that are for by occasion, which I think is fantastic. Same with the color stuff here as well, and the 3 pieces, those type of things. I think you're right though. It does look very wedding heavy, and maybe 80% of the orders do come from weddings. Maybe that is the reason, that is the focus. But if it's not, then we need to sort of make sure that it is clear that you sell other attire as well.
I see what you did there. So clever. I think as well, like the big thing for me is like we want reviews on this website is going to be huge for somebody, because this is the kind of thing, if they are delivering online for your wedding suit, people are going to panic about ordering a wedding suit online. They're going to want to know that they're going to receive a fantastic experience. So whilst we've got these kind of reviews in place, what we want is that plugin in the back end. I'm not sure if it's a Shopify or if it's a WordPress from looking at it from here. Looks like it could go either way on this. It looks quite Shopify, but I've been caught out a couple of times on this one. So I would say that you just want to make sure you're attaching those third-party reviews so people can see what a fantastic service you are giving, and it's being updated really regularly. Then it's just being pulled through from the plugin itself. That would be a big one. I'd also be really interested if we can go through, see, it says their book of fitting for wedding. So do they sell that online? Because it says shop now, but then it says book of fitting. What's the primary audience here?
So they've got a good discount thing here as well. I'd probably want to have that maybe as part of a USP bar or as a pop-up.
Yeah.
Because if someone is on here for wedding suits and you get 20% off everything, then I'm going to go for that probably. That's a great reason to go for it. So this is book of fitting page, but then the headline says wedding and events, but nothing about fitting yet, which is weird. Harry Brown experience. Why not visit our showroom in Stevenage? Okay, so they're based in Stevenage. Okay. Not quite London, really, is it? I wouldn't categorize Stevenage.
No, I wouldn't.
That's London, but so they do have that option. I can't work out how you do it. Okay, so this is the issue.
Oh, okay, right.
The form is at the bottom of the page. I like the fact they do have the actual the map here, so we know where they're based, which is good, although it does kind of look like they're in B&Q. So we've got the
don't make me laugh when I start coughing.
Just go around the back of B&Q and you can get your wedding suit from there. This form is only an appointment request and does not confirm the booking. So we've gone about this in a roundabout kind of way, but if they want to get people booking, you want to have your call to action form above the fold, so people can just land on this page and go, yep, I'm ready to book. I get why we've got this content here to a certain extent. I think the problem we've got here, and I've seen this with a few sites actually, where we have gone for Shopify because it's for e-com, but there is kind of like a lead gen aspect to the business. So this might really help people make that decision of actually purchasing by going for a fitting.
Yeah.
So, but the problem we've got with the platform is that Shopify isn't great for lead gen, and we've got the very standard Shopify page. We've got header, text, image, header, text, image, header, text, image, and then the forms right at the bottom, because that's the way a Shopify page should look for e-commerce. But we know that's not how it should look for lead gen. We know that this above the fold area is your most important section. We know that you should have your positioning, benefit driven positioning statement here and the call to action form here. We know all those things. So I think there's a few ways you can get around that, and I would guess that you want to either go for a different platform, or you can look at sort of landing page builder type pages for Shopify as well. But yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, agree. I wonder if there's like maybe an app that you can look at in the back end of Shopify, so something similar to Calendly, which will link up to your internal diary as well electronically, so that people can actually see the time and the days and that kind of thing. Because I feel like as well, where people are looking to make an appointment but they can't see the appointment time, they can't, there's less commitment with actually saying, that they've got this, just this form going in. They're not sure whether or not actually they're going to be able to get a time or date that they want. So it might even be worth testing if there's an app back there that can link you through to a diary booking system. And then you can just follow up with them and make sure, because I know some people will say, well, they don't turn up for the appointment. Well, just give them a call on the day to make sure they're still okay for it. But at least you've got that commitment then of when they are available for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm thinking with this one as well, live chat or some sort of chatbot would be great, because if you've got that on this page and something pops up saying, do you want to book a fitting, or do you want to book a fitting, or found everything you need any help, that sort of thing. I think a chatbot would work probably quite well with this one. I know there's one that we use called collect.chat. If I go to the EN website, there you can see it there. So their CTA is, it's gone now. What have I done? Do you want a demo? Yes, not interested. So this could be, do you want to book a fitting? Yes, not interested. You click on not interested and they'll give you some different options here, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or not. Or not. I've just been completely knocked off by collect chat.
Good old exposureninja.com. You'll see when you go onto our website, it'll say like, do you need help with digital marketing? I need a new website. So you're funneling people the whole way. So for example, if they're looking for a wedding suit, you can ask them, do they want a fitting, or are they looking to order online? And then you can take them to the pages of where they need to go from there as well. And that's a great engagement factor for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I find it mad how Dale is on this all the time. Like he must get no work done, because he just seems to be always at everyone's disposal. Like it's
24/7, 24/7, unbelievable.
But yeah, you get the idea. Please review my website. I need digital marketing. I need a new website. I want to learn, or I want to speak with someone. You could have something really similar with that in terms of, I want to book a fitting. I want to look at a style guide. I don't know, something similar to that. There's a way to funnel people
struggling with sizes, that kind of thing. An engagement is really good for that kind of thing as well. Is it usual fit? Is it slim fit? Do I need a particular size? You can help with that.
Yeah, for sure. And whilst we're here, seeing as we're on the Exposure Ninja website, if you haven't already, do request your free marketing review. It pops up at the perfect time again.
Yeah, I'll put these in. There's power of those pop-ups.
We have won a few search awards as well, if you didn't know that already, and we've got some great reviews. So just go to exposureninja.com, click on the yellow button to request a review. I believe Jess has just popped it in the chat for us as well, if you haven't already done that. And I think we're going to wrap up, aren't we? I think that has absolutely flown by.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. Goodness me. Thank you so much to everybody who has actually requested a review. We'll pop you back in the pot for next week as well, because I'm conscious that there was so many that came through. And if anybody else hasn't yet requested a review for live for next week, send that link through as well. I think we've got that link somewhere. Jess, maybe you can pop that into the chat for us as well to actually to get onto the live stream next week. If in the meantime, as Freddie said, you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop us a line. We're always more than welcome to help with that.
Yeah, of course. So that's it. Goodbye, everyone. See you later.
Week. We'll see you soon.
Have a good rest of your week. Bye.